어서 와.
Hello everyone!
Hi guys!
We are from Seoul and today we have another vlog, and because we saw that a lot of people like this type of things, today we will speak about our university life in Korea.
Like experience of our studying in a Korean university
Yeah.
in Korea. Yeah, so let's get started. First time we will talk about how to apply because we have different experience. Actually, I finished my master degree here, which is like graduation school, and she finished her bachelor degree,
Yeah.
so
Which
it's
is
like
undergraduate.
So yeah, the application process actually it's a little bit different.
For Bachelor, you can just apply to go to the university. Some of them probably have interview even if you don't want any scholarship, but most of them they do have interview if you want them to apply to a scholarship, and usually they ask a lot for recommendation letters and all the stuff. The application process is basically you just apply online, then you send your papers, then they will notify you if you do have interview, or they will just notify you directly if you got accepted or not. And if you don't get a scholarship, you will have to have in the bank $20,000, a lot of money. So you can actually demonstrate that you can live there during 4 years of your university. That's just a deposit. You only need it for 24 hours, but that's just a guarantee for them. So it kind of like sucks. And yeah, after that you will just be notified if you are accepted or not. And if you do have interview, your interview will be scheduled. If you are not in Korea, it will be online. If you're in Korea, you will just go there, and it's usually at least two people, like two students with at least two like teachers. And yeah, kind of like this is the process for application. That if you require any documents, we will list the documents below, but the documents probably are the same in every country, like your diploma and your application form and everything like that.
Yeah, and for master degree, actually for me, I applied through a scholarship like KJSP, Korean government program, and depends on the university, you might have or not interview. But as far as I didn't have in my case, but as far as I know, if you apply through master like not through this kind of KJSP program, most of universities for master degree they have an interview even if you don't have a scholarship, because they want to know like what type of research you want to do and this kind of stuff.
Plus they only have limited like places for master degree, like they're like probably like 30 up to maximum 100 students, but I think 100 is not even possible for a master degree. So that's why they have interviews, so they can actually triage all the people. So they will say like who is actually eligible and who is not.
Like the process is same, like you apply online, and after if you have or not interview, and also after you will get the notification if you got accepted. And also you need to pay the like beside KJSP, most of scholarships they require you to pay the entrance fee, which
Yeah.
is quite around like
$1,000.
$1,000. Yeah, it's quite expensive. And also, well, the insurance, which is like same mandatory for everybody, and the medical checkup. And then you will start your school.
Yeah, usually yeah, for like graduate school, because I just applied to one graduate school. Yeah, they told me like that's mandatory and it won't be covered by my scholarship. And the price, like the total amount was 1 million point something Korean won, which is around $1,000. It's really expensive.
And now we will talk about different like what are the difference between bachelor and master degree.
And what are the common things?
Yeah.
So starting with the difference, first of all, bachelor it's 4 years. Compare with Romania, where it's 3.
Like Europe actually.
Yeah, most
like
of the countries, Bolognese,
Bologna.
Bologna system. So here is 4 years. But I know actually it's minimum 4 years, because if you are doing architecture is 5. So yeah, minimum 4 years. Which is a long time, of course. Then I think like the number of credits that you have to like that are required to graduate are around 138, if I remember correctly. So a lot of credits, and you have to have like a lot of classes each semester, and the minimum classes like credits for each semester it's 12. You cannot have less than 12 unless you are the last semester in university. If you are last semester, you can have 4, 5, 3, depends how many you have left. But if you are not the last semester, minimum is 12, and for freshmen I think is 15. It's been a long time since I was freshman, but yeah, I think it's 15 when you are first semester and like 12 in next semesters. Also, most of like during the whole process of university, you have 3 types of classes that you have to take. One are mandatory classes, and one are elective classes, and then you have ones called Minerva classes or liberal arts. Basically, liberal arts are all those classes like sport and like welfare and languages that are totally different. Elective classes are classes from other departments, and mandatory classes are classes from your department. What's different for other universities in Korea is that you can have double major or minor. Double major means to have 2 diplomas when you finish, and you have the similar amount of mandatory classes for both majors. So you will finish, let's say, business and English literature, but you have 2 diplomas. When you have a minor, means that you have your like major and a minor that sustains your major, but not a diploma separately. So it's just a minor. And or you can have just one, like me, because I was lazy, so I didn't want to apply to anything else. So I just had like one one diploma, and that's all. Also, you do have these required and mandatory seminars. There are 3 seminars that you have to take. One is called seminar for freshmen that you have to take in the first 2 semesters maximum. If you are in second year, usually they don't let you take it, but since it's mandatory, they will probably make something for you to take it. And it's a seminar with like a teacher that you choose. Everything is mostly in Korean because all those teachers are Koreans. It's really annoying, but you have to do it. And then you have 2 called career path and career portfolio, which are meant to help you to develop your skills and to know how to apply for a Korean company in the future. Not sure how it's in other universities, but in my university, literally, we didn't take these seminars. Like, we met the teacher only one time, and there was a pass or fail. Another thing that's totally different is that in Korea you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever. You don't have numbers, which for me as grades. So maximum is A plus and minimum is F, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for me, I got the around like you. I could check my numbers too.
Yeah, but numbers are like until 100 because 100 is A plus, so that's why. And there are classes that have pass and fail. So for example, sport class or the seminar classes or other classes, they don't have like grades, they only have pass and fail, which is totally different from other like types of universities and countries. In Romania, we have like from 1 to 10 numbers, for example, as a grade. So yeah, it was totally different. And also you do have some benefits while you are studying and you are like undergraduate. You can go to MT. MT is a trip made for freshmen to know each other and to actually get information from upper classmates so they can know what classes to take and whatever. It's super cool. You drink a lot, you eat a lot, and it's a bonding event. Also, you can go and be part of a club during 4 years in your university, clubs like music, dance, etc., languages, debate, whatever you want. And also, I think the most interesting for everyone is when they come to Korea and study to take a jacket that will be written like, oh, I'm in that university, and it's written department, and you have your name on the sleeve. That's super cool and it's super interesting.
Like those baseball jackets.
Baseball jackets. But now they have also long pads for winter, which is pretty nice. So this is basically something that's totally different from the master degree, because master degree, they don't have all of this. So let's see.
And also, like most of bachelor degree, they don't have a thesis.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say, like for me, for example, yeah, I did have a thesis because I was business administration, but most of my like classmates or like friends, they don't have thesis, which is weird because in Romania almost all of them have thesis.
Graduation thesis.
Yeah, graduation thesis. So yeah, we didn't, like most of them, they don't have graduation thesis, which is easier to say like that.
Yeah, but yeah, for master degree, actually, you only have 2 years, like for semester, or some of them they have only 3 semester. And we only, like in my case, I had only 24 credits for graduation. And first time when I entered the school, I went to ask which are the mandatory classes, because the mandatory classes are like around 12 credits. And I usually, those mandatory classes, in my case, we had to take the class with the PhD students. So we took the same classes, mandatory classes. And for example, if I graduate from university and I want to do my PhD in the same university, those credits will be transferred to the PhD. So I don't need to take those classes anymore because I took it already. Yeah. And then another different thing is like actually not all the university like departments have 24 credits. For example, there is like MBA and GSIS, which is like Graduate School of International Studies, which they have around 36 to 42 credits, so more than in my case. And also they have no graduation thesis, most of them. In my case, I had a graduation thesis. So in those 24 credits, I took it 3 classes in one semester, 3 classes in one semester, and 2 classes in one. And the last semester is only for writing the thesis, so you don't go to school anymore, which is, yeah, again, a nice thing. Yeah. So those are the different. And also in my university for foreign students, they made a special class, which was like, I'm not sure if it's like an orientation class. So after we take like a personality test, the famous MBT something, I don't remember the anyway, the one that takes like around 1 hour. You are part of one team, and you are like actually going and discuss different problems you have in university, or if you had any questions or stuff like this. Yeah, you can go there. And after that, you get actually a diploma. So that one, actually, they told me that will help me if I want to apply again to our university. I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah. And now about the common things. Of course, the orientation, it's the same.
Yeah, at the beginning, before the beginning of the semester, you do have an orientation, which is usually around 5 hours. It's really long time, and you have breaks between, and you have a lot of people that come and talk.
For me, it was only 2 hours.
Like for undergraduate, like you actually have the policeman, the visa, the insurance, the everyone coming and tell you how to apply and where to apply.
Because actually it's for foreign students orientation.
Yeah, only for foreign students. Actually, usually universities have one separate for Koreans and one for foreign students, and sometimes for foreign students there are Chinese students who have like a separate translator because it's pretty hard for them to understand. And the orientation is mostly in at least 2 languages, like English and Korean, or sometimes in Chinese, like I said.
Yeah, and they give you some goes to like the calendar, and
they give you like agenda calendars, bags, or like scarves or flyers, something like that.
They give it to you.
Pens.
Yeah, and another common thing is the actually like the medical room. Yeah, you can, like, if you are sick, you can go there and get like I have a call, and they give you everything for. Yeah, it's not actually free because I paid for that at the end. In my case,
I didn't pay.
I paid the beginning, because at the beginning, if you have a scholarship, you still need to get a receipt from the school, so they can show and you can prove that, oh, I got a scholarship. And through that scholarship, I had to pay 15,000 for the medical for 1 year.
I didn't pay, like in my university, in my case, I didn't pay anything, and I went there a lot because I literally, I think it was more convenient since I was at school and they gave me like free medication, and I can have like even a consult if I wanted, like if the doctor was there. And I think was like, yeah, I think it's pretty good idea, like to have a medical office in school and not to pay. And also the common thing is that you do need to have a mandatory like health insurance for both of us. Like you do have to have a mandatory health insurance.
Yeah, and also when like another like benefit, I can say like this, it's school festivals, which is held every spring, and most of them, like a lot of like famous singers, they come in. For example, in my case, even some K-pop groups like Winner or 여자친구, like
Girl Generation.
No, it's not Girl Generation. 여자친구.
Girlfriend.
Girlfriends, whatever. Yeah. They come to the festival, and yeah, you can even like drink, and because they bring like some food
Oh
booth.
yeah.
So-
They have a booths with food, and most of the universities allow to drink alcohol during the festival in the campus because that's the idea. But my university they didn't allow. Last year they allowed beer because there was an accident a few years ago, so they actually prohibited alcohol in the campus at all. So yeah, but it's super cool. You can meet people. They do have a lot of like contests, like
Yeah,
you can win
contests
goods and stuff like that. Yeah.
They're very.
And
nice.
also I think it's the similar for both of them, like when it's like the beginning of the semester there are these like clubs that they have like booths outside and you can go
Yeah,
and
you
play
can go.
games and things like
Or
that,
you can register,
or
but,
you can, yeah.
but for master degree, only a few clubs accept master degree students because they think we are old or whatever.
Don't worry, for undergraduate only a few except foreigners. It's kind of the same idea, so that's not the problem. And also
Another benefit is like cafeteria.
Yeah.
It's really cheap actually. Yeah, like you can get really cheap food for the students there, and also the library you can get it the same for like a lot of books.
Yeah, books.
Yeah.
And you do have the student ID card, which you can actually use as a card also, like just like a credit card, whatever, a bank card. And you can actually use that to go like to certain like print shops in the school, which are usually way cheaper. And in my school we also had free ones. You can just go with that one and you can just put your card in, like you will print for free. Or it was like super cheap, like extremely cheap. So
Yeah.
yeah, but now for a serious part, I think the most serious part of this common thing is how you choose your classes and actually what is mandatory to graduate.
Yeah, because you need to be careful and ask which are the mandatory classes, because if you don't take those, you cannot graduate.
Yeah.
You either need to take like summer or winter classes or stuff like that to graduate. So that one is one thing.
And also how you choose the classes. Actually, it's kind of like a
Online system.
yeah.
But in Bachelor, it's way more difficult.
Yeah, in Bachelor it's super difficult. You need to wake up super early, and you need to. Most of the guys go to PC bunk, like a PC room, because it's like the internet is faster, so they don't do it from home. I always did it from home. Some of them go to school, and I will try to search a picture when the first system, like online classes system, was actually implemented in Korea. You will see a huge queue. Like I will try to put here a picture. It's a huge queue of people that were waiting, because before you couldn't actually register anywhere beside the school, so you had to do a queue and enter each of them to a computer to register the classes. So they were there almost 12 hours before. It's annoying, and
It's like getting a ticket
I
for
think I
K-pop
have
concert.
I'm so sorry. I think I have a ghost. My air conditioning just started.
Well,
Alone. Literally alone.
yeah.
This crazy.
I thought it's your computer.
No, it's air conditioning. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need to go there and you need to choose your classes and to be like click 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 click.
Yeah, it's really like I told you, it's like getting a ticket for a K-pop concert.
Super difficult and super weird, and yeah, and
But-
most of the time you cannot get your classes, literally.
Yeah, but for master degree it's not that difficult because there are too many people, so I never had this problem for getting only for one class because it was really famous. And actually, if you want to take a class from other department, you can actually take it. So it was like our mandatory class was like research methodology, and because the professor was really famous, people from other departments were coming there. So that was the only time when he had to add actually extra chairs in the
Oh
room
my
because there was
God.
no chairs. Yeah, but he was really good because I took the classes in Korean, and I got A. But I really like worked hard, but I understood what he was explaining, because he was explaining like you should have been really really stupid not to get that what he was explaining there, like literally.
Yeah,
And
usually in Bachelor most of the classes are in English if you want to take them in English. There are just a few of them that you cannot find them in English, or they are mandatory to be made in Korean. But since I didn't have a topic exam, I only could take during my 4 years 12 credits in Korean. So I couldn't take more than like 3 classes of 3 credits.
But that depends if your
No,
major
4
is on
classes.
English track or
Yeah,
Korean
English track and
Mine
Korean
was
track.
not actually on English track. Was like
It was a Korean track.
It's a Korean track, but they had
Mine
some
was English track, yeah,
Yeah.
so that's why. And
The last one.
Last one?
Yeah, like when you graduate in like some because as I said, my major was under Korean track. I was required to get topic level 5, or take some specific classes from my university, because I had friends who took that, but those were really easy. Anyway, I already had topic 5, so I just submitted. Otherwise, you cannot graduate. And for English track,
you need to have an English exam, proficiency actually. Most of students, if you already study in Korea or you are here for a long time, you will either pass TOEIC or FLEX. FLEX is a Korean exam actually. It's an English exam made by Koreans. That's the like it's a English proficiency exam made by Koreans. I'm not sure why they wanted to make that FLEX. In my opinion, it's a little bit weird. Their texts are super strange. TOEIC, it's an American exam, English exam. Like it's quite okay if your English is conversational English. You won't have any problem to take it. And of course, you can have IELTS or TOEFL from your country and just come and submit it if you have no problem. And yeah, unless you submit that, you cannot graduate.
Yeah, that's a mandatory thing. So yeah.
And also common for both of us is when you go and you have graduation ceremony, it's not actually when you finish. It's almost 3 months late, almost.
Yeah,
2 months
later. And but the thing is, it's 3 months later, but you will go and rent your uniform, like the graduation gown, and also you will get the diploma during that day, comparing with Romania when you get it after 1 year.
1 year, yeah. Here you just get the diploma during your graduation. In Romania you just get the paper where it's written congratulations and that's your diploma. It's a fake one and you can just throw it away after.
Actually, but you get a certificate.
Yeah, you get a certificate after 1 year.
No, the certificate you'll get it that time.
The little one, yeah. That one is made if you want to apply for a master degree. Yeah, because it's actually kind of like a little certificate where it says like this person graduated now, so if you want to apply to master, you can submit that, and after a year you should submit the original. Which
in Korea, but in Romania there are people who never submit the original.
Yeah. But anyway, in Korea, you do receive like this huge diploma. So
yeah, and also another important thing, like if you are foreigner here, you graduate and you got your diploma and you want to go back to your country, you should get an apostille from here on your diploma.
Yeah, so
it can be recognized in your country.
Yeah, available in your country. Otherwise, you can just use it as a toilet paper.
Yeah, so
because it won't be recognized anywhere beside Korea.
Yeah, so in my case, I went there. Actually, the actual apostille it's only like 10,000. The problem is they ask us to get a official copy from
legalized copy that
lawyer, which was 50,000.
Yeah, actually the legalized copies the same in Romania. Like actually to make the legalized copies for your apostille was more expensive than actually to pay for the stamp, the thing that you actually needed. So yeah, I think it's the same in every country.
Yeah, but
it's like around total maybe 60,000 to
like $59, $58.
But the idea is that that's only for your diploma, but you also need one for your transcript. So I think the total will be almost 100.
No, actually the transcript was fine without, because I went with both. Both of them.
If you want, let's say for both of them, because for my Romanian one they ask for the transcript also, you will pay like around 100 just to have the both of them. But yeah, still.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's about our experience in Korea. If you have other questions, or if you want us to talk about our life, university life in Korea and dormitory life or whatever, we can make a special video. And if you enjoy, don't forget to like our video and
subscribe and share.
Share a lot. See you next time.
Bye.